Hi, I'm Johnny J. It's time for some vintage trivia, some little known facts about songs I recently performed in my latest concert. See how much you knew about these classic love songs. This song was written in 1954, 15 years before Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. And here's what most people don't know. The original title wasn't even Fly Me to the Moon. It was actually titled In Other Words. Not quite as exciting. Well, Frank Sinatra changed all of that. And then NASA actually took this song aboard the Apollo spacecraft and shot it literally into space. Here's the song Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand.
Elvis Presley didn't write this song, and almost nobody knows that. The melody was lifted, nearly note for note, from an old French chanson written in 1784, almost 200 years before Elvis ever heard it. The songwriters just fell in love with that melody and wrote new words to it. And then Elvis made it eternal. This is I Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you?
Neil Diamond wrote this next song for a 1980 film called The Jazz Singer. It was a remake of the 1927 classic with Al Jolson. And Neil didn't just write the song, he starred in the movie too. Nobody really talks about that movie anymore, but everybody knows this song. That's how you know it transcended what it was written for. Here's Hello Again by Neil Diamond.
Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night, and I know it's late, but I just couldn't wait. Hello.
George Corey and Douglas Cross wrote this song in 1953, and for almost a decade, nobody would record it. It just sat there. Finally, Tony Bennett picked it up in 1962, almost as a B-side, almost as an afterthought. It won the Grammy for Record of the Year, and Tony Bennett performed it at nearly every concert he gave until the last years of his life. He performed into his 90s. This song is I Left My Heart in San Francisco.
I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care, my love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue. And when he sees.
The Righteous Brothers is a duo, but when they went into the studio to record Unchained Melody, producer Phil Spector looked at Bobby Hatfield, just Bobby, not both of them, and said, "Sing it to your own satisfaction." Bill Medley wasn't even in the room. Bobby walked up to that microphone completely alone, no rehearsal, no second chance, and what you hear on that recording, that's one take, one microphone, one voice, alone in the room. And it became one of the most emotional recordings in the history of popular music. I think about that every time I sing it. This is Unchained Melody.
Oh, my love, my darling, I hungered for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, but time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Yeah.